It's here. The NBA Finals are here. 33-point win for the Cavs in Game 5 a week from tonight, the moment we've all been waiting for. Doug Maurice from cleveland.com, back in my basement. I fell out of place. I was actually at a game in Game 4 in Cleveland. Otherwise, we've been here in my basement after the games this series in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. 135-102. You just watched it. We're going to recap it here for cleveland.com. I'm having a bad hair day, so I'm wearing a hat. Joe Varden, Chris Fedor in Boston. Be ready to go to cleveland.com and read them. Jermaine, I know you'd be here, Jermaine. Checking in early. Let the battle begin. We can go through this a little bit, right? We want to go through the Eastern Conference Finals this much. But we want to get to what we've been waiting for. A week from tonight, at Golden State, we're going to start the NBA Finals. Third time we're going to see these two teams, and I think we want to try to figure out who's more ready. Do you feel like the Cavs are ready? What you've seen. The Warriors are 12-0 in the postseason. The Cavs are 12-1. What you saw in this series from the Cavs. Are the Cavs completely ready for this? Because here's a point that we need to make. The Warriors are much more ready than they were a year ago. Tim Kawakami, who is a fantastic columnist for the San Jose Mercury News, I'm going to read some of what he wrote today about the Warriors getting ready for this. They are a much more prepared team for the finals than they were a year ago. They're much more rested. They're much healthier. He makes a great point about Draymond Green having far fewer fouls, technical fouls, and flagrant foul points. He has far fewer than he did a year ago in the playoffs. So he's not right on the line of getting kicked out and being forced to sit out a game because he's had so many technicals or flagrant fouls, okay? That is actually an issue. We know the Warriors may not have Steve Kerr. How much do you guys think that matters? So give us comments, give us questions on the side here. I'm going to try to get this video up on our site on cleveland.com so other people can join us as well. But I feel like, don't you think the Cavs did what they needed to do? It's been such a weird series. For two halves, they were in trouble. The second half of Game 3, the first half of Game 4. Jermaine says that the Cavs are ready, says Jermaine, but it's going to be hard. We'll take some predictions on this. Everybody in the world's going to make a prediction about this series before we get to next Thursday. I saw someone on National Guy today say the Warriors are going to sweep the Cavs. I don't see that. I see a hard road for the Cavs in these finals. But certainly, to me, it's not impossible. I hope the Warriors destroy the Cavs. Steven Torres checking in. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. I don't think you can view that this way at all. I see it, Christopher's checking in. I can see it to be how is this not a close series? How is this not a close series when you see how the Cavs at their best with Kevin Love playing probably the most confident offense of his Cleveland career, Kyrie Irving being lauded as an unstoppable one-on-one force, and LeBron James playing arguably as well as he's ever played in the playoffs in his 14th year. Don't you think that the Cavs can keep up offensively with Golden State? I mean, the question is about the defense, right? The question is about, we know that Golden State's defense is going to make it harder on the Cavs. But do you have fears about the Cavs being ready to score with them? Christopher says, I agree that Kevin Love is the key, right? We've seen, he seems like a different guy. Like, can you believe that the Cavs have a title and we might finally only now, be seeing the best of Kevin Love, right? I don't know. I think it's going to be very difficult because I think it's easy for Cleveland fans to overlook or forget just how great the Warriors are, right? They were the 73-win team a year ago. Everybody reveled in them failing in the playoffs, but you have to admit that they were not at their best in the finals. Steph Curry was not at his best with minor injuries. Draymond Green missing Game 5 we know was huge. The Cavs will only get as far as LeBron can take them, Steven. Is that true? Because we saw Kyrie Irving carry this team for a bit. We've seen, at least for a half, Kevin Love carry this team at times. So is it really true that they're only going to get as far as LeBron can carry them? Tell me about that. Do you think LeBron must be otherworldly for Cleveland to win this? Or can he be good, draw the defense, create double teams, and then dish to other guys? Or does LeBron have to be out of his mind? How good does LeBron James have to be for the Cavs to win another NBA title? Can the Warriors close against the Cavs? I mean, here's the thing. Now, LeBron has to be great. She hate me. LeBron has to be great. He has to be very good, obviously. I mean, we saw he can't be the guy that maybe was under the weather or whatever was wrong with him in Game 3, right? And early in Game 4 with the fouls. Jermaine Love has been playing very aggressive of late. You need him to keep being aggressive because you know what the Warriors are going to bring. Here's the thing. Psychological edge to Golden State, right? If we want to play who's got the chip on their shoulder, it's not Cleveland right now. It is not Cleveland. I'm going to read some stuff from a couple stories. The Warriors have been thinking about this all year, since the moment they lost, right? So, the Warriors are ticked off. The Warriors are angry. The Warriors have felt like that was taken from them. They blew a 3-1 lead. They blew a 3-1 lead. In Cleveland, that's a joke. In Cleveland, that's a meme. In Golden State, that is something that sticks in your head and you never forget. And they have not forgotten it. Okay? So, you know, this is a psychological game. We know how much that stuff can matter. We know what it was like when the Cavs were trying to chase that first title, right? JW, the deciding factor for the Cavs will be whether or not Love will show up in the finals and not shy away like he did last year. If Klay continues to play bad, then the Cavs have a chance, right? That's interesting. Klay has not been great. Let's look at some numbers for Golden State. In the playoffs, their big four are all playing. It's amazing how they divide this up. Either 33 or 34 minutes a game. The Warriors' four best players. Okay? Curry, 28.6. Kevin Durant, 25.2. Klay Thompson, 14.4. Draymond Green, 13.9. Here's what those four guys are shooting from the field in the playoffs. Kevin Durant, 56%. Steph Curry and Draymond Green each shooting 50% from the field. Klay Thompson shooting 38%, 36% on threes. We're not going to just read stats all night, but I just want to talk about this. From three-point range in the playoffs, the Warriors, Steph, 43%, Durant, 42%, Draymond Green, 47%, Klay Thompson, 36%. I've been reading people talking about he's missing open shots. When you're maybe the fourth option offensively, you are going to get looks, obviously, right? So if Klay's not on, that certainly is an issue for them. And if Kevin Love is on, that's a different Cavaliers team from a year ago. So tell me, you guys are saying how important Kevin Love is. Do you believe in Kevin Love? Tell me right now. Comment here on YouTube. Again, we're from cleveland.com. Joe Varden and Chris Fedor. Go read their stories right now on cleveland.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, this Cleveland Cavaliers YouTube channel from cleveland.com. Madden Mobile, who's been here for every chat, believes in Kevin Love. Yes. Jordan McDaniel. Yes. Believing in Kevin Love. Jermaine. Yes, I do believe in Kevin Love. Terrence Scott. Yes, I believe in Kevin Love. Right? This is not a situation where we would have gotten all yeses. Right? Chris Berry. I do. Right? I believe in Love this year. He's playing free and he will be great. Eldon Bailey. His mentality has been different, says Jermaine. Captain Obvious checking in with a yes. Think about where you would have been about Kevin Love a year ago or maybe even earlier this year. Think about how much that changes the Cavs. Think about how his shooting's not that important. We need him to be a beast in the paint. 17 rebounds. JW, I don't believe in Kevin Love because he's always underperformed in moments of pressure. But is this the new Kevin Love? Is this the Minnesota Kevin Love that the Cavs talked about earlier in the playoffs? Let's get that Minnesota dominant offensive player. I still doubt Love versus great players. That's why we need LeBron to be great, says She Hate Me. I think here's the thing, right? Maybe this is our comparison. The Warriors added a great player. The Warriors added a top 5 player in the offseason, right? So you add Durant to Curry, Thompson, and Green. What did the Cavs add? They added Kyle Korver. They added Darren Williams. But is this what the Cavs added? Could it be that what the Cavs have really added is a new Kevin Love? That they didn't go get Kevin Durant, but are they now getting Kevin Love the best he can be? And that is their matchup. How do you match Kevin Durant? With Love, with the new Kevin Love. Christopher Meaney saying depth, right? Bench was big tonight. The bench has not always been there. I know a lot of people have been confident about the Cavs bench versus the Warriors bench for much of the time that we've been looking ahead and thinking about this. But the Cavs bench has not been great every single night. Now, tonight, Kevin Love was good in the playoffs last year. He just choked in the finals. This bench, this Darren Williams, Jordan McDaniel, Kyle Korver has been helping us, and Williams. Let's look tonight. Bench scoring, 14 from Darren Williams, 7 from Korver. We know guys got a bunch in garbage time. Jefferson got 9. Shump had 4. Do you think this bench can be counted on? Do you think Darren Williams can be a factor? Darren Williams can stop Livingston, according to someone I heard. Iman has been good on defense. He has been. He wasn't, remember early in Indiana, he didn't play that one game. We know what he's been able to do defensively, but only 12 minutes tonight for Shumpert, okay? Do you believe in the bench? Can Darren Williams give you this? Now, he's not going to give you 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting in 17 minutes. Again, Darren Williams tonight, 14 points in 17 minutes, 5 of 6 shooting. Terrence Scott, Jordan McDaniel, feeling good about the bench. Feeling good about Darren Williams. She hate me. Korver's the key. Guys are going to get some open looks, right? I mean, we know Golden State's going to perform. They're going to have better defense on the perimeter. And all these three-point shots that Korver and Kevin Love and J.R. Smith, maybe guys have been getting, they're going to be more contested against the Warriors than they were against the Celtics. So they're going to have to hit tougher shots. You're not going to see Love get quite the number of open three-pointers. But, so they didn't get Durant, okay? So we want to talk about the bench. We want to talk about the improved Kevin Love, the new and improved, new look Kevin Love. How about this? JR. Let's look at J.R. Smith. 24 minutes, 6 points tonight, only took 4 shots, okay? We're talking about, again, how do you match? The defense is going to matter. Of course, the Warriors' defense is going to matter. The Cavs are going to have to be good defensively. But I think that, do you think this is going to be a high-scoring finals, right? Don't we think it's going to be a high-scoring finals? We're going to see some games where everybody's both in the 120s, both in the 130s, I don't know. Let's look at J.R. Smith. I'm going to read you his point totals in the playoff games so far. J.R. Smith, starting from the Indiana series. 6-3, 13-5, 6-6, 9-3, 2-9, 13-5, 6. J.R. Smith has scored in double figures twice in 13 games in the playoffs. In double figures twice, okay? Can you count on JR? Because if the Warriors are going to give you Draymond, Curry, Durant, and Clay, can a Cavs offensive foursome of LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, and J.R. Smith maybe match that? Now, we know Tristan Thompson's going to make a big difference, too. We know Tristan Thompson, I think, is going to be great. Yes, we can count on JR, says JP. Why? Why do you think that, JP? I'm a big JR fan. I like everything about JR on and off the court. I like what he brings to this team. I like how he thinks about basketball. I think he's been a tremendous addition, not just to the team, but to the city. I think he's a guy that fans can relate to and can easily embrace. I'm not telling you anything you don't know about J.R. Smith. But J.R. Smith needs to be better. Madden Mobile's not feeling it. He's trash. Now, I don't think J.R. Smith's trash, right? J.R. has the defense, plays much better at home, though. We know he puts out that defensive effort. I don't think J.R. needs to score as much as long as he can shut down Clay, right? What if he can shut down Clay and then outscore him on the offensive end? J.R., I think, is going to have to hit some shots. We want Korver to hit big shots, right? We want Love to keep doing this. I think you're going to need more from J.R. Smith. Now, we know here and there he can maybe hit one for you. I think you're going to need it more consistently. He's shooting pretty good from three-point range in the playoffs. His percentage is well up above 40, around 43, 44%. But you just need a little bit more of it, right? So we'll go for a few more minutes here. Start giving me your predictions. The whole world's going to make predictions, so you guys start here. You don't know what you're going to get from J.R. Smith, says Steven Torres, right? We know that. We don't know for sure. I think you're going to need at least a game or two of good JR, of hot JR. Start the predictions. Warriors or Cavs? I'm still going Warriors in 6. Mad Mobile, Cavs in 7. He is shooting pretty well. Eddie Vidmar's going to come in here and be the grammar police. He's shooting pretty well. Not pretty good. I apologize. That's basement talk. Warriors in 7. Warriors in 6 or 7. I hope it's great. Thank you, Eddie. I hope it's great. I hope it's great. I think it's great. Cavs in 7, says JP. Can everybody handle another game 7? Warriors in 5, says Steven. Again, I saw someone, I think it was Jason McIntyre from the Big Lead, who this morning said, in 4, in a sweep, Golden State. That'd be tough to handle for Cavs fans, right? But I do think the Warriors have something, whatever the intangible matchup is here, and that stuff matters a little bit. Yeah, JW, people forget that Golden State has Durant. I hope nobody is forgetting that. Listen, here's a headline from the Washington Post. The bitter memory of losing to the Cavaliers drove the Warriors back to the NBA Finals, from Tim Bontemps. I think I'm saying his name right. That's what happened. There's a quote from Klay Thompson in this Washington Post story. You can go find it online at thewashingtonpost.com. How much have the Warriors thought about blowing that 3-1 lead? The thing that's just a meme to you, that's just a joke. Every day, Klay Thompson said, I always thought about it. We were so close last year, a game away. I would be lying to you if I didn't think about it all the time. I'm a competitive guy. I've thought about it all the time. I think that's what fueled a lot of us to stay consistent this year, is to get back to playing in June. Now, that's not a surprise, but I think it's worth reminding Cavs fans of that, right? So that's real. That's real about what's going on here with the Warriors. They're mad. Jordan McDaniel, Katie took the easy way out. He's in the finals, man. I mean, it worked. I don't know. He's in the finals with a really good team. What if this is everything that Kevin Durant's ever been building up to in his whole life? Everything he's ever dreamed of is right there in front of him right now, right? Honestly, without Durant, the Cavs would win in 5, says She Hate Me. Cavs in 7, but they have to steal a road game early, says Eddie. Christopher, as much as we think about all this stuff, the Cavs are just going to put Curry in every pick and roll, and whoever guards him gets to shoot. It's going to be great, right? I don't know. I think you need a good JR in at least a couple games. I think you have to have the confident Kevin Love the whole time. And so we've talked about Kevin Love. LeBron is LeBron, okay? I don't think just tell me, double check. Is anybody worried about LeBron? Like, does anyone think? Eldon's asking me. I got the Warriors in 6. That's my pick right now, a week out. I don't think anything would change me on that. Is anybody worried about LeBron at all for anything? I don't think you are. Kind of a weird couple halves there, whether he didn't look right. He's going to have a week off. We saw how good they were with rest. They're going to get that rest. So I'm not worried about LeBron at all. Kyrie Irving. What is Kyrie Irving bringing to this series? I thought there's been some really interesting stuff since he went nuts in Game 4, talking about how he's unstoppable one-on-one offensively, how he finishes at the rim as well as anybody in the league, how he has a step-back three-pointer that's so difficult to guard. LeBron James says he's one of the best one-on-one players he's ever seen. Ty Lue says he does not have a weakness at all as an offensive player. You can read all these stories at cleveland.com where all these guys have been talking about this. How good do you think Kyrie's going to be? Now, I can sit here and say, how good does this guy need to be and how good does this guy need? They all need to be good. I mean, what are you talking about? These are two great teams. If some team gets a poor series from a star player, they're in trouble. What do you think Kyrie will do? Because we've been talking, it's interesting to think about. You don't want to get ahead of yourselves. But Kyrie is an alpha male. Kyrie is a number one guy who's playing a number two role because he's next to one of the greatest players of all time. It's interesting to think about Kyrie when that time comes, when he's the guy for the Cavs, whether it's with LeBron as LeBron gets older or when LeBron's done here. Kyrie can be the man. We saw him save this team in Game 4 with one of the best quarters you'll see in the playoffs, okay? Kyrie is the next Mamba, says Eldon. I mean, is that the kind of guy? Does Kyrie have that kind of killer DNA in him to take over a series? We all saw the shot. We all know the shot. Is that what you think he's going to bring again? Yes. People are telling me yes. Is there 100% confidence in Kyrie Irving right now? Because early in the playoffs, not great every game. Not great every game early in the playoffs. I ran through JR game by game. Let's run through Kyrie real quick. What he did in these playoffs, these 13 games. Just a quick reminder. I'm not trying to bore anybody with stats. Sorry if I'm doing that. Again, you can go to cleveland.com, read Chris Fedor and Joe Varden. I'll have everything that everybody's talking about and saying. Let's run through it real quick. Just as a reminder for ourselves. Starting from Game 1 against Indiana, Kyrie, his points in these playoffs. 23, 37, 13, 28. Now the Toronto series, 24, 22, 16, 27. Now this series against Boston, 11 in Game 1, then 23, 29, 42, 24. Okay, so Game 1, 34 minutes, 4 of 11 for Kyrie, had an 11-point game. You're not going to win against the Warriors a game where Kyrie scores 11. They beat Boston with Kyrie scoring 11. You're not going to beat the Warriors in any game where Kyrie scores 11. So you don't need Kyrie at 42 every game, but you need Kyrie at 20 at least. You need Kyrie at 25. And I saw the comment that just said it's a team game. It is. Okay? Eldon, true, but he will thrive in the finals where it really counts. JW, it all depends if Kyrie's ankle is fully healed or not. And Love seemed like he was walking off something in Game 4. It doesn't seem, with a week off, I don't think anybody has anything that's going to affect him. Okay, who's this? 25 a game, says Mark Green. 25, Eldon Bailey. He will average 26 against Golden State. Big Three needs at least 75 a game to win for the Cavs. Does that seem fair? Maybe higher in a couple games, right? I don't think that's out of the question that you need 75 from Kyrie, Love, and LeBron. Somebody else checking in. This might be a Brock Osweiler commenter. Listen, let's talk about the second unit. Greg Gordon, okay? Let's talk about the second unit. Greg Gordon's asking about the second unit. Who has the better second unit? Who's going to have the edge? When they go early in the second quarter to that bench group, can the Cavs do something there against the Warriors? We know they gave up a little bit to bring in Durant. They lost some bench pieces. She Hate Me likes the Cavs bench better. Eldon says the Cavs are deeper. Madden Mobile says, yes, it's the Cavs. Is that where they have to pounce on that? Could the Cavs lose the head-to-head matchup with the starters and win the series with the bench? Especially if Darren Williams is doing what he did tonight. Especially if Kyle Korver is hot. Especially if somebody can jump in here or there, whether it's Richard Jefferson or Channing Frye, who didn't play much in this series, guys like that, right? I don't know. JW, they have a similar unit, but the Cavs are a bit better. So I think Darren Williams will be an X factor. How about that? How about if that's where we are in this series? That we are at the point where Darren Williams can help you win games, right? I want to run through this real quick just for a reminder. Kyrie needs to be the closer. Darren played great tonight. This was the best. Is this the best we saw of Darren Williams? Darren Williams, real quick, by points. 5-9, 5-14, 4-5, 2-4, and then 14 tonight. Okay? 2 double-figure games. What can you expect from Darren Williams? He had 0 points in 9 minutes in the loss in Game 3. Okay? They need more than that. They need more than that. My issue with Korver is that he just shoots. I don't know if he can even find the lane, says Eddie Vidmar. It's what he is. He's 35 years old. That's what he was brought here to do. He doesn't have to do anything else. If he can nail threes when other guys get in the lane, that's all you need. Jamel Harris checking in here. We talked about Kevin Love earlier. Remind Jamel, I think Kevin Love will be good. A lot of you guys think Kevin Love will be good, right? Golden State is a jump shooting team. That was the thing that put them in the position of losing last year. Adding Durant is just another 3-point shooter. Same scenario, Cavs will win. That's Michael Smith. The Cavs have shot really well from 3-point range for most of this, right? I don't think you want to get in a 3-point shooting contest with the Warriors. I think you want to have Kyrie and LeBron penetrating. And then if you're going to penetrate and kick to wide open 3-point shooters, okay. But I don't think you want to get in a 3-point shooting contest because no matter how good the Cavs have been from 3-point range, that's going to be harder to win, I think, right? Golden State will win because of McGee. Is this? I don't. There was talk the whole year about getting another big guy. They got Bogut, and we know he got hurt the first time he played. He's not here. Is anyone worried about the bigs at all for Golden State? I don't think that's going to be what does the Cavs in. I think Tristan Thompson is more than enough. And we know everybody's going to go small a lot of the time. I don't know that that's going to be a big deal. JW, people underestimate Durant so much. He's the second best player in the world. He's versatile as much as LeBron is. The defense has to continue to improve. Jamel. Let's talk about the Cavs defense. Is it good enough? What are your concerns with the Cavs defense? A lot of concerns in the regular season. Okay? A lot of concerns. In the regular season, Ty Lue said he had a secret defensive plan for the playoffs. We know that they've blitzed the top scorer. They've tried to take those guys away, try to take Paul George away, try to limit DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, Isaiah Thomas. They had a plan for Isaiah Thomas. When Isaiah Thomas got knocked out of the series, they actually had a little trouble adjusting to Isaiah Thomas being out and the Celtics distributing the ball more. So the hard thing with Golden State is they have stars, but they have multiple stars. Who do you plan to stop first? I mean, it's certainly going to be different. We know that. That's why Golden State is great. Okay, so Mark, it's better in the playoffs, but they need more against Golden State. I think that's probably right? That it's been better, and we can see that. We can see how it has been better. Jamel, the defense has to improve. It's been better, but it still has to go to that next. We have to have consistent full blast play in the finals. I see that. Golden State plays a lot of pick and roll, and that seems to give the Cavs problems. That's Eddie. They got to be locked in on that, right? There was a switch they missed early in this game that Ty Lue was mad about. Left the wide open 3. He knows, that still, I think, is one of the most interesting comments of the playoffs when Ty Lue said, why can we remember complicated handshakes and we can't remember defensive assignments sometimes? So they can't, you blow a switch, you blow a pick and roll defense here or there, and you give them 6 or 8 easy points because you messed up defensively. Those are the 6 or 8 points that might cost you the game. I don't know that they can have a lapse for a 2 or 3 minute stretch. I think that's the thing. I think the Cavs could play good defense for 42 of 48 minutes, but if they let down for 6 minutes, the Warriors will go on a 14-2 run, and you lose. So can they be locked in the whole series, right? Kyrie versus Curry, says Helper. I think it could be tighter defense for the Cavs, says Gregory Gordon. Korver is very concerning because he just doesn't get looks and then he can't shoot 90% of the time. He's very bad defending. That's one of the things too, is right? How much can you play a guy like that when you know you're going to have to slow them down? If he's going to, you can't have guys in the game for the Cavs who are going to be giving up a bucket and then he has to score every time down to match it, right? So maybe more Shumpert, maybe more JR, maybe less Korver in this because you can't afford to have a non-defender on the floor when every person the Warriors are putting out there is an offensive threat. James needs to play like Karl Malone and Stockton. He's got to be both? Jared Klein? Oh, he's talking about pick and roll. LeBron and Kyrie need to do a lot of pick and roll like Nash and Stoudemire. Listen, I know one of the guys, the beat guys who were there, Fedor and Varden and some of the guys from the other sites, they were talking about that. A Kyrie LeBron, they were doing some Kyrie LeBron pick and rolls tonight, and it's like, that's killer, right? Mark Green, Korver's okay on D, but when he's hot, man, the D doesn't matter. Korver's a great team defender. He's very underrated. Korver has been good on defense in the playoffs. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Will you play, I don't know, maybe we'll see a little more Shumpert, you know? You guys think Korver's okay on defense? I don't know. Give me one last round of picks. Anybody who hasn't made a pick for the series, give me a last round of picks. Go Warriors. We've got some Warriors fans checking in. LeBron has to get to the paint more than just shoot. That is for sure. I want to run through this. I want to run through LeBron's game lines because I want to run through his three-point shooting. I almost don't care how good he is from three-point range. I want him in the lane. LeBron three-point shooting. Ready? Against Indiana, he was 2 of 3. He was 0 of 2. 6 of 12. It was a 41-point game. 6 of 12. 1 of 3. Then against Toronto, he was 2 of 5. 4 of 6. 2 of 4. 5 of 12. Then against Boston, he was 1 of 6. 4 of 6. 0 of 4. 1 of 6. 4 of 7. Listen, this game in Game 4 for LeBron, when he had the foul trouble in the first half and he had a really good fourth quarter, he had 34 points. He was 1 of 6 on three-pointers, okay? He had 34 points. He was 1 of 6 on three-pointers. So he shot 45% from 3 against Indiana. He shot 48% from 3 against Toronto, made almost half his threes. Shot 35% from 3 against Boston, okay? Let's not have LeBron rely on the three-point shot. When you want him getting in the lane, in this series, there were at times that he got in the lane at will. You all saw that. What that does to open up. That's when Kevin Love's at his best. When LeBron is attacking to the extent that people are collapsing on him and leaving Kevin Love wide open. An attacking LeBron and a confident Kevin Love for a catch and shoot from three-point range, that's how they're going to score, right? And then Kyrie doing his thing, finishing at the rim, one-on-ones, isolations. I know, again, some really good writing about this with Kyrie that a lot of people get concerned. Sergio says the Warriors are going to sweep. People get concerned about iso ball, lack of ball movement, one guy dribbling, taking over. Sometimes with Kyrie, that's what you want because he is so good at that. Can Kyrie potentially destroy Golden State? Can he take them apart with some of that one-on-one stuff? Is that too much to ask? We saw how good he's been at times. Is that too much to ask? I don't know. Cavs, go Warriors. Cavs in 5, says Jamel. Cavs in 6, says Swish. LeBron more at the 4, says Swish. That makes sense. Jamel wants LeBron in the lane. Cavs in 7, says Swizzle. I feel the Warriors can be exposed, says Jamel. Why? Tell me why. How are you going to expose the Warriors? Just because they're a jump shooting team and you think they're going to get cold? Is that how you're going to expose them? I don't know. I want to read this Tim Kawakami. I want to read some stuff. This is some stuff to think about, okay? Tim Kawakami, mercurynews.com. Go look for him. Really good columnist for them. Really good stuff about the Warriors. Iguodala has some minor knee soreness. Curry has a little recurring right elbow thing. Okay, that's about it, though. They're much healthier. They're much healthier than last year coming into this series. They're much more rested. Here's 2 great stats to keep in mind. She hate me. Expose the Warriors' mental fragility. But they're mad. That's the thing. Draymond Green has played 239 fewer playoff minutes prior to the finals compared to last year. Iguodala's played 251 fewer minutes compared to last year. Let's remember, last year at this time, the Warriors were coming off a 7-game series against the Thunder where the Warriors had to come back from down 3-1. And they took that into the finals. Now, they rode that momentum a little bit and built their own 3-1 lead, but they were far more tired than a team that has gone sweep, sweep, sweep. So they're mad, and they're rested, and they're healthy. They're mad, they're rested, they're healthy. They added Kevin Durant. That's how the Warriors are different from last year when the Cavs got down 3-1 against them. Mad, rested, healthy, Durant. That's hard. There might be some rust, Tim Kawakami writes. Again, we talked about the Draymond foul situation. It's not an issue for him compared to a year ago. Last year, the Warriors had Curry limited by multiple leg injuries suffered in the first round. And Iguodala hurt his back late in the finals and played on. And then last year, they relied on Bogut, and he got hurt in Game 5. This year, he's not there. They have other guys to rely on. Okay? That's an issue. A stat that I've seen now twice. This is the third team to enter the finals with a perfect playoff record. One of them won the title and one didn't. I'm looking here in Tim Kawakami's story trying to figure that out. That's the first that I'd seen that stat. So anyway, rested, healthy, Durant, mad. Is that a bad combination for the Cavs? Swish, Warriors have all the momentum, and if KD doesn't show up in these finals, he will forever be criticized for bandwagoning a title. He's going to be criticized even if they win. But if he shows up and they're 12-0 in the playoffs and they don't win, he's really going to be criticized. The Warriors shoot jump shots and they can be hot or cold, says Jamel. Yeah, that little door, you don't want to know what's in that door, Eddie Vidmar. I think it's a circuit breaker. It's my box. Kevin Durant will choke and the Cavs will be champs. Estefanos. Kyrie will be clutch. I don't know. It's going to be good. So listen, we're going to try to do this some more. We'll be with you for games 1 and 2. We'll be doing this, right? I like talking to you guys. We might have some other people doing it too. Force them off their 3-point sweet spot, says Jared Klein. The Warriors are great, no doubt, but Durant in his first final could be tough. It's about defense for the Cavs, says Tay Glizzy. Yeah, the Warriors bench can't match the Cavs bench, says Tay. Tay's coming in here and bringing some good stuff. We are rested and healthy now, LeBron, says Mark. Oh, Mark's our Cavs fan from the Bay Area, so he's out there keeping it real about the Cavs. And now here's some, King Jiggy, Cavs will win. Thomas Zach, Cleveland sucks. Cavs. Oh, yeah, people are trying to get somebody out of here. Jim Trussell. Oh, that's funny. Jim Trussell, that makes me laugh. Most watched finals ever. Bring them on. Cavs in 6, says JT. All right. Cavs will destroy them because the Warriors don't know who will step up even off the bench if the starters are shut down. That's Orphan Monkey. LeBron better show up, says Gabriel. There's a lot of things on the line. There's a lot of history on the line for these teams, for these players. I think it has a chance to be as good of a finals as we've ever seen. And when we talk about the Celtics and the Lakers from the 80s. I was old enough to remember that stuff. That's what this is. You are seeing history. Bud Shaw and I talked about this week, and we're going to put up the video later. I think we're going to see it again next year. Sorry for the cough. I don't think the Warriors and the Cavs are going anywhere. Tell me who's going to beat the Cavs in the East right now. Who's going to beat the Warriors in the West? Yeah, maybe if Kawhi's healthy in the playoffs. Maybe the Spurs add a piece here or there. Maybe, I don't know. We got to see some off-season movement. Where does Paul George end up somewhere? Does Gordon Hayward? Does Jimmy Butler? But are the Wizards right now ready to get past the Cavs? Toronto, are the Celtics? Now the Celtics are going to add the number 1 pick. Is that enough? I think the Celtics aren't going anywhere. Is that enough? Are the Rockets going to beat Golden State? I think we're looking at this again next year. And I think that should be fine with anybody, right? I think that's fine. Jamel, the Timberwolves are on the rise. That's an interesting team, right? We can see where there's some young guys, some young pieces. But are they ready now? Are they ready to beat anybody next year? I don't know. The Knicks are going to beat the Cavs next year. That's Austin. I like when we have new people in here. The Bucks are getting better, right? Giannis, right? We know that. The Bucks are getting better. They probably need another piece. Maybe they add somebody. Chris Paul to the Spurs. Shamel, maybe. LBJ, send LeBron James is going to leave and go to Golden State. Now, that would be something, right? Okay, listen. Thanks to you guys. Fear the deer. I should have said Milwaukee earlier. You guys are right. But that right now, what they have right now is not enough, right? They got to add somebody. What are they going to add? They're going to add a big piece. Thanks to you guys for doing this. It's fun. It's fun to talk about. We're going to have a lot of stuff on cleveland.com. Please come and read this week. We're going to have the best coverage around to get ready for these finals. Jim Trussell, thanks for checking in. Mark Green, Madden Mobile, JW, all the guys who've been here for all you guys who've been here for all the chats. Jermaine Sands Jr. was in early tonight. Jordan McDaniel, I see all you guys joining in. Christopher, you guys know who are here. So thanks for doing that. Thomas, Zach, appreciate it. All right, so this has been fun. Go read cleveland.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a Cavs channel, we have a Browns channel, and then we have a channel for everything else. So it's going to be a great finals. We'll join you. We'll talk and chat as much as we can. We'll keep it going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's have fun with this, right? That's what this is for. Sports are fun. Thanks for joining. I'm Doug Maurice. This is My Basement. Gregory Gordon, I see you there. Thanks for everything, you guys. I'll talk to you next time.